All right. Let's talk about some trucking. Let's talk about gratitude. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. Let's talk about anything. Stay tuned right after this. Ah, yes. Check, check. Hey, hey, hey. My microphone is off. Hold on. Check. Hey, hey. All right. That's louder in my ears. I need to hear more of me. That's kind of the common thing when you're in a band is you can always tell the young ones when they haven't been in a band before. Everybody's all about, I need more me of the monitor. I need more me at band practice. And reality is you need to figure out how it sounds with the whole band because you're a team, right? You're a team. So, anyways, good morning. I hope all is well. It is Wednesday, December 22nd or November 22nd. It is my wife and daughter's birthday. So, everybody give them a birthday congrats. Not that my daughter watches this, but my wife's probably on here. In here. Yeah, she's getting coffee. She's behind me like yelling at me. So but anyways, good morning. I hope all is well. Hope you're close to the house if that's your intention. If not, I hope you're getting some banger rates. I know that reefer's up a little bit and flatbed is not bad. And we're going to go over market conditions as well. CDN's is very generous and he gives me this market report, so I appreciate him. And then today's, because of the title and because of the holiday event tomorrow, it's about gratitude. And if you know, I did a whole thing. If you go to the Snorler OG channel, which I will comment with the Snorler OG channel so you can subscribe to it. Hold on. Okay. I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Loaded, 8,300 pounds. Good deal. One of my drivers just picked up. I actually dispatched a truck today or this week, so there's that. I didn't expect to be doing that. Let's see. So there's the Snorler OG channel. I talked about gratitude, because you know if you're fighting depression, if you're fighting, if you're at a bad season in your life right now, I think gratitude is a great way to kind of shake you out of that. Because I think you have it better than you think you do. So, a lot of times, people will text me or call me and say, "Dude, your video was kind of depressing today." Mainly, because we're talking about negative market conditions when it comes to trucking, and and I was on. Yeah, I get ahead of myself. Sorry. Um, and then there are other people that say that your videos are inspirational. So it's all. What's the difference? Well, it's the perception. It's how you perceive things, and I just report what I see. I report what I'm going through, dispatching several trucks, and also talking to our drivers and other drivers from other companies and what they're dealing with, and it's amazing to see mindset at work. I've talked about this at length about when I was at Schneider. I'd run into two Schneider Finance IC guys, identical trucks, identical living areas, where they live, and one's struggling, the other one's booming, and most of the time, the only difference was their mindset. If you have the correct mindset, any challenge that comes away, you're going to hit it head on. But at the same time, you need to be smart about that. There's a difference between just punching through a wall and hoping for the best, and just not giving up. There's there are times when you need to figure out that it's time to pivot. There are times when you need to figure out, okay, take a step back, punt the ball, and try again from a different approach. You can't just keep punching through the wall and hoping for that the same action will bring different results. And I see a lot of that. I see a lot of people getting in their second and third and fourth truck leases, overpriced trucks, bad contracts, because they think it's going to be better. It's going to be better at this company. It's going to be better at this, with this truck. Meanwhile, you're making the same exact moves, and the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and hoping different results. And that's where I see a lot of struggles right now in any market. You guys got to remember that people went out of business when the rates are really good, and it was easier to make a profit. So I mean, just it's all about mindset. I see Jeffrey Liking here. If you ever call Jeff and say I can't find a load, watch out. He's going to throw about 100 loads at you, because his mindset is keep moving, just do the loads. And he did that with his own truck. Back when I started at Schneider, he literally gets on a load board even before I was at Schneider. So my first gratitude is going to go towards Jeffrey Light, because number one, he helped me see the light of the difference between Landstar and Schneider. And then before I was even at Schneider, he was telling me, he would look at the load board in my area, and he had this gift. Steve Berger's got it too, where he looked at the load board and he could okay, well, if you do this and you do this, and then you go over here and do this, and then what I would do is I would do this. That's how he looks at a load board. Just watch his, whenever he does the 1, 2, 3 stuff, watch how he looks at a load board. Watch how he does the load planning. There's no sitting around with that guy. And there are drivers that will sit for 2 or 3 days because they can't find, quote unquote, the good load. And you just can't do that. Number one, I hate sitting at truck stops. And I was that guy at Landstar. I remember sitting at the Petro there in Oklahoma City for 3 days trying to find a load. And, 150 miles or less from Dallas. I couldn't find a load. Yeah, that was me. That was a me problem. So just learning through that. But it's all about perception. And sometimes gratitude, no, let me rephrase that. All the times, Gratitude can really change your perception. That's everybody's got the oppression Olympics going on. Like, well, you think you have it bad, I have it worse. Well, you think you have it worse, I have a friend that has it way worse. You don't want to get caught in that. You want to do the opposite of that. You want to be like, hey, my turbo just blew, but you know what? I'm in a hotel. I've got the means to pay for the turbo. I got the means to pay for the hotel. And it just means I ain't not going to be home for a few days. Or, hey, my truck broke down this week, but hey, at least I'm home and I can hang out with family and make most of that time. Little things like that, like when I blew my turbo, I was very lucky on how it went down, and I could have done things a little bit smarter, but you learn, and it's through gratitude that you learn, and that's the thing. Gratitude is, it shouldn't be done once a year while eating over antibiotic bird, but it should be done every day. Part of my pre-trip in my truck and trailer was to be grateful for the place I had to park, for the weather that was going on, for the truck passing the pre-trip inspection. Remember in CDL school when they had you say things out loud. Okay, you got to check the brakes for cracking and blah blah. You had to do all that. I would do that with gratitude. I would be like, okay, I'm thankful that these tires are good, no cuts, no abrasions. They're they're round, they're not flat. And I would do that every single morning. And so when I came home, I got away from that a little bit because I wasn't doing a pre-trip every morning. And so I basically do that. I go outside, I go out back, and sometimes I've done a little video thing on the Snow Alert OG channel, but I'm doing that. I'm going outside. I'm grateful for the cool air. I'm grateful for a safe night's rest. I'm grateful. I mean, I have gratitude for every single thing in my life, including the negative things that have taught me lessons. And once you're able to do that, I promise you that your life is going to turn around, because your perception will change, and perception is reality. Instead of looking for the evil everywhere, look for the good. Yes. Is there a lot of evil? Yes. Are we in a spiritual warfare right now? Yes. But you can also see the pockets of good. You're not going to find it on TikTok. You're not going to find it on YouTube Shorts. You're not going to find it in Instagram and Facebook Reels. Happiness comes from in here. And contentment comes from being able to accomplish the things that you set out to accomplish. And if you have to change, if you have to change your platform, if you have to change the way you make your money, if you have to change the company you're with, if you have to change, get another truck, make sure that you're learning from each experience and go forward. Don't be one of these guys that switches companies once every 3 months and then wonder why you can't get anywhere. And so that's kind of that's how I look at it. Like people will say in business, failure is not an option, but that's not true. Failure is an opportunity to learn about your options. And I can't express that enough. This ride or die, is it really worth it to ride or die on owning a truck? Ride or die for your family. Ride or die for your friends. But that truck you're sitting in right now, or that's sitting outside of your driveway, or that's sitting in the parking lot that you're probably paying $150 a month for, it's a piece of equipment. Is it worth the blood, sweat, and tears and the misery that it puts you through? If it is, you need to do it right. You need to do it smart. The smarter and more efficient you can run, less painful it is. The less painful it is, your perception changes, good things will happen. That is just it's just how it is, right? My wife and daughter have a birthday today, so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that they have. I hope I want them to have more, and I'm just because I've been without, I've been homeless, I've been down in the dumps. I've had moments in my life where I've literally had no hope, nothing but misery and anger, and what it took was being around good people that were sincerely concerned and wanted to see me succeed. And that's the kind of people you want to hang out with, not the people that burn and destroy, not the people that will call you out on YouTube, not the people that are so miserable in their own lives that all they want to do is hurt and destroy. That's not how you get anywhere in life. The only people that get anywhere in life by hurting and destroying are powerful, powerful people. And they didn't get that power through good means. And so gratitude is one of the first steps in fighting depression and fighting negative thoughts about taking care of matters, creating I don't want to say the word because I don't want YouTube to ban me, but creating a situation, a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You should know what I'm talking about. And Thanksgiving, like, oh, what am I grateful for? Let's see. I'm thankful for this food, I guess. I mean, no, it's got to go deeper than that. It's got to go deeper than that, because that's how you learn. That's how you go forward. That's how you succeed. And I'm living proof that if you have a goal, if you have goals, if you have a set mindset, that you can be where you want to be. I had no intention of getting another truck, and so I wanted to make, Mean Green. I wanted to make that truck do as much as I possibly could with it, because I knew that that was going to be my last truck. Now, I almost caved and almost bought a new truck, but I realized that that would be away from my goal. And if this current situation fails, which I don't see it failing, then I'll learn from it. And if I have to get back in the truck, I will. It's that simple. But I'll do it differently. And that's, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with the mindset of gratitude. So I'm grateful for everybody I'm grateful for all 53 people watching, including the ones that don't like me, including the ones that make fun of my beard, including the ones that make fun of my metalhead aspect, including the ones that might think I'm a failure because I don't own any equipment anymore. I'm grateful for all of you that have super chatted me, Venmo'd, PayPal, Cashed App. I'm grateful for my members. And I'm grateful for all the people that have supported me, my channel, and my operations. And I'm grateful for the people that don't. I'm grateful for the people that don't like me, because it allows me to learn and humble myself. Okay, why does this person not like me? Is it them or is it me? What aspect of me might turn them off or might make them angry at me? I've literally had people in our YouTube space literally go off about me just sitting here, about me talking about the 1 2 3 low board, and like that kind of anger. There's no gratitude there. It's poisoning your soul. And I what a miserable existence that must be. And I just, I can't express this enough. So the it's I'm just grateful. You know, and there was a time where things that I have now were at risk. Things that I have now were almost not there. And so every morning I wake up with this aspect of gratitude, like, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for being alive. You know, and if I die tomorrow, I die tomorrow. So just, you know, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at in my life. And the quicker you can get to that place where you can be grateful for everything, you're going to watch your life turn around. And once you're blessed, once you realize that you're blessed, then you become a blessing to others. You know, just like you guys demonstrate with the super chats. And you know, and look, if you want to prove me wrong, prove me wrong. But everything I'm saying cannot be argued with without showing. You can argue this all you want, but I'm here to tell you I'm in a great place in my life, knock on wood. And are there some sketchy things in the future coming up for all of us? Yeah. But you know what? It's my mindset that's going to get me through that. It's my mindset that's going to, you know, it doesn't do any drivers any good that I dispatch if I lose my crap, if I have a negative attitude towards brokers, if I completely give up. It doesn't do them any good. The more money they make, the more money I make. And you know, and if some of them don't want to listen to the advice, then that's on them. I can't. I'm at this point where I can't help you anymore if you're not willing to help yourself. I sympathize, I have empathy, but at the same time, it's now crap or get off the pot. Because there are some bright things coming up if you know how to look for opportunities. And a lot of people can't even get out of their own way. So just I can't express the gratitude enough. So and then this video probably won't be popular, which is fine. I very rarely, every now and then, I'll take a look at what my replays look like on these morning live shows, and they're averaging about 300 to 400 on the average. Like no one's watching one of these live feed podcasts or listening like 2 weeks from now. They're not gonna like this will be outdated, right? And the YouTube algorithms probably won't put it in your home feed of something that happened a month ago. And I'm okay with that. I understand the algorithms. I understand how they work. And then the GoPro vlogs I used to do with driving and the time lapse and music, those were lucky to get 200 views. And I was okay with that because I very rarely look at that number. So once a week or so, I'm like, oh wow, the replays on this are kind of higher. I wonder what I did right on that one. And so, you know, but because I'm just speaking from my heart. You know, whether there's 40 people in here, 20 people in here, or 100 people, and I've had live feeds where I've only had 20, and I've had live feeds that had 150. You know, and I'd like to get to 5,000 subscribers. Right now I'm at, let me see where I'm at. I have a personal goal of being at 5,000 by the end of the year. I'm at 4,917. So that's kind of where we're at. Not that that number is real important, but it'd be kind of nice to see a nice round number like that. So, but anyways, gratitude. And if I look, I'm a big boy. I can handle constructive criticism. Most people can't. A lot of people like to tell them, "Hey, man, your videos are kind of boring." Okay, well, what can I do to make them more exciting? Not, well, screw you, dude. I don't care. You know, I'm not. I'm no. It's I don't know. My brother-in-law was telling me that my background was too distracting, and but my setup isn't good for a green screen. Now I thought about buying one of those room divider things, but they're like $300. But they fold up. It's those things that you see in the old days that women would dress behind if they wanted privacy in a room or something. It was like one of those things, but it's wood paneling. It'd be nice. I might do that, but they're expensive. And so you just have to deal with the distracting background for now, because my setup, this isn't a studio. This is my dining room, right? So and I don't know what would be more distracting, the stuff I have in the background or my background. So but the green screen takes up too much room. But I'm okay with that criticism. Like, yeah, I get that. That would probably be annoying, but the majority of my people are probably listening, not watching. And it's funny watching people like get in Pale Rider's channel and gripe about his background or gripe about something, and it's like, then don't watch, man. It's people. Same with me. Don't watch. It's like the CB radio, right? Most people are turning it off because they don't like hearing what they don't want to hear. So, all right, so let's get to, speaking of gratitude, let's get to the comments. You guys have been commenting a storm here. WCF Invader, good morning. He actually spelled morning right, but then he retracts. Don Shonger, good morning. Flatbed Trucker, good morning, everybody. Red Monkey Trucking, good to see you. I see you're back to driving, and hoping you and your wife are doing well, and the puppy. Looks like you're driving a serious rig now, too. So, CB from St. Louis, Missouri. It's cold there, too, right? It's a little bit chilly this morning. Maybe you're hauling a load of beer. The Coach and Stewie Show morning. This pre-Thanksgiving day, I'm happy to be surviving this crappy market. Nice back room. Alfalfa with his emojis. Same thing with background. This autocorrect is horrible on this phone, apparently. Code Red Studios, happy birthday to them. Thank you. Well, they'll thank you. Don Shonger says, happy birthday, Marty, with the birthday cake. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, says Flatbed Trucker. I always need louder, volume 11. Volume 11. There's my other channel, so make sure you subscribe. Look at that ugly dude. That dude's beard and sunglasses aren't enough. Here's something interesting. Me and little guy have the same birthday. Wow, that is interesting. Good morning from West Palm Beach, says Jose. JF Trucker, good morning, Snow Alert in chat. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Good morning from Sedalia, Missouri, delivering the Deadhead home. Mike 9, are you at the Pepsi? Or are you at Tyson? There's a couple of other warehouses there, too. That Tyson's kind of involved if you're a van guy, because you go in the gate, and then this is how funny that Tyson plan is. So you go in the gate, guard shack checks you in, and then you go around to the receiving office, and then I have to show them my paper, and then they tell me to go all the way around where the dry goods go, and but the extra step is going into the receiving office, which doesn't really receive me. They don't sign for it. They just like, yep, that's supposed to be here. And then they might call the guys in the back saying that we have a van on the way. And now, normally that would be too bad, but it's a kind of pain. There's not enough room unless there's an empty dock to turn around. So what I end up doing is I end up backing into a dock and then going back out. So it's a little bit involved, and that was something I used for leverage. I told the broker that I do these with all the time when I'm trying to get my rate. They're like, I said, look, man, I know the routine. I know how to go in there. A lot of these guys don't even pay attention or follow the directions, and so that allowed me to get more money out of that. So back when there was money to be had. Truckers Education Network, i.e. Jeffrey Like, happy Thanksgiving, Snow Alert family and viewers. Mac the Trucker, good morning. Jeff saying hi. Mike. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Good morning, Shannon. Shannon's a very grateful person. I paid $5,700 and paid $8,000. Wow. Paid off your truck. That's good. Shannon, happy Thanksgiving to you and your beautiful family. Get that land sold. LOL. You always just got to keep the wheels moving. There's definitely a thing called paralysis by analysis. Yes. I dealt with that at Landstar. And that's the thing. Jeff's mind doesn't do that. The last thing you want to do, if you don't want to be overwhelmed with information, is if you're a light trucking contractor and you call him up and say, dude, I can't find a load. He's going to throw about 30 loads at you and overwhelm you. Trust me. And then you're just going to sit there some more. $5,700 was the clutch. It could be done. Says Jose. Code red. Don, thank you. Says Mrs. A. And happy Thanksgiving. Ollie says hello. The tires must not have bumps and bruises. There you go, Almond Shamara. Kevin, I didn't know who you were. Hi, Ollie. Oh, wow, okay. Code Red Studios. Yeah, I think I remember that. Kevin, good to see you. Hope you're on the mend from things. Happy are those who focus on what they have and can do. CB, you're absolutely right. Yeah, rebranding. Just resumed school to complete my music production bachelor's. We are good. Much, much, much better, actually. Good deal. I'm thankful for DIY Semi telling me to contact you almost a year ago. Dismissive. I initially declined because I don't need no dispatcher. I'm so glad I listened to DIY Semi and reached out. And you know what's funny is I really don't book a whole lot of loads for Don, but I give him guidance and I know the Missouri market pretty good, so that's a benefit. I don't know how helpful I would be with if he wanted to run the short game like he does in Utah or Washington State or something like that. You know, I know where my strengths are, but I also know where my weaknesses are. So if a guy calls me and says, "Hey, I need dispatch," and I'm like, "Okay, what are your goals? What do you need?" And if I feel like I can't help them, I tell them, "Hey, man, I can't help you, dude," or dudette, and they're people are grateful for that. People have paid me for consultations, but Don is a good dude, man. He's family first, and he's arranged his business to be family first, and I think so. He's found a good balance, I believe. He's struggling a little bit with the rates sometimes. We all are, right? We all are, but he's making it work, and he's learned some good lessons. You know, I told him about the whole Thanksgiving week curses, and he's been dealing with that. So, you know, the Thanksgiving week curses we talked about on Monday. So if you want to go back to that channel, you can, or back to that video, you can. Mrs. A says that's awesome. Good morning, Just Stoken. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving with your family. Thank you. We will. The wife's been sick, and so I'm doing everything I can for my immune system to not get her cold, and but hopefully she's on the mend, and we can still have Thanksgiving tomorrow. Sir, you are a good friend, and I truly love you like a brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone. It does us well to be thankful. Yes. Thank you, Don. I appreciate you. Happy birthday to the ladies. Thank you. Mrs. A says thanks. Truckers Education Network. I'm thankful for having Steve as a friend and a business associate. Thankful for our great contractors. Thankful for all the viewers that watch and want to be successful in business and family life. Facts on finding positive places with evil all over. Evil is all over. Make no mistake. You know, a lot of people that refuse to see evil, they're like doing the la 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 la, you know, closing their eyes doing that. And the sooner that you guys figure out that you're in spiritual warfare right now, the sooner you can get to fighting. You know, the back of my shirt, this is a Christian death metal band. The back of my shirt says Warbound. I mean, there's some war going on. You don't believe me? Watch the news. You don't believe me? Watch what some of these reality shows are trying to spew at you. Don't believe me? Look at what TikTok and YouTube Shorts are trying to do to your brain. So there's a battle for your soul. Jerome, member for 8 months. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Jerome, I appreciate you. Tell those ones that they can. Mac, aggressive as always, man. Trucking with T-Bone. Good morning. Hope all is well. Hope the go-karts are going well. Don says thank you for all you do. You're welcome. Fax says JF Trucker. Morning, 2-time speed catch up. There you go. Snorri, I like you because you're honest and a teacher in my eyes. Well, thank you, JF. It's fine. I pay attention to what you're saying. Just enjoying your discussion with my Quick Trip coffee, traveling from Wisconsin to Florida today. That's a good run. I bet you that's paying well. And Quick Trip's got good coffee. If you're a carnivore or keto and you got some money, Quick Trip's got some really great options in there. I enjoyed the few Quick Trips I've been in. So, Pigtail, good morning. I'm grateful for Pigtail as a friend. I'm grateful for LVC because he's helped me on my health journey. You know, if you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, I've lost over 120 pounds as a truck driver. Not when I got home. Actually gained a little bit of weight back when I got home, but it could be done. You could eat healthy on the road. It is possible. And LVC was one of the ones that inspired me early. He says, grateful for the people who never left and equally grateful for those that did. Seems like there's a wheel manufacturer in Sedalia. Okay. Yeah, I think I picked up toolboxes there one time too. So, CDN says, good afternoon. What are you, in Australia? Thinking about creating a metal band called Angry. All this positive outlook is BS. Oh, that's funny. Good morning from South Georgia, heading home. You could be angry. Like, you can be angry at things, but you can also be grateful for your anger if it fuels your desire to succeed. So how about that? How about them apples, Wimpy McPope? This time of year, my coffee gets cold pretty quickly. Dang it. But I'm also extremely grateful for CDN. He has helped me out more ways than he'll ever know. And he's genuinely interested in seeing me succeed and become better. So it's hard to find good friends like that. So good morning from South Georgia, heading home. Good deal, cheap freight hauler. All right, so we'll take a look. Speaking of CDN, he sends me these all the time. Let's take a look at the screen here. Market conditions. And the overall market still in the green here, which this means easier to find a truck. But van is still, there's a little bump in van, but look at reefer. Reefer's almost in the loose category versus soft. Flatbed is also borderline loose. It was in the loose. I think it's gone down, but reefer is picked up. I mean, reefer is booming right now. So if you're running the right areas, and we'll get to those areas here. Let's see. Capacity trends, outbound tender rejects increased to 3.9%. That means there's more loads out there on the load boards. For reference, anything above 6% is showing capacity is tightening. So, yeah, we're still nowhere near 6%. So the van outbound is at 3.39%. The lowest record was 2.3. So we're above that at least. Now that 1% is not enough to save your business, but it's enough to make it a little bit easier when you call on that load. Flatbed is at 6.3. It's holding steady. And then reefer is at 6.87%. And they said that volumes and reject index will increase with seasonal tightness in the coming months. So that's good. Let's see. From January 2020 to December 2022, there were 25,291 new freight brokerage authorities granted, of which, check this out, of which 9,794 are still active. The problems are not confined strictly to brokerages or just the United States. Ocean carriers, railroads, air cargo carriers, and freight forwarders around the world have been impacted as well. Think about that. 25,000 authorities were granted for freight brokerages, and only 9,700 remain. According to lowboardtruckstop.com, marketplace fraud increased 400% from the fourth quarter of 2021 to the fourth quarter of 22. This is the highest level the industry has seen since the tracking of fraud reports began in 2004. And Sage texted me and he goes, "Hey man, I just got off the phone with somebody that there was a carrier that booked a load, got the rate con, and then canceled the load, but they still went and picked it up or tried to pick it up." And you have to wonder what's up with that. So, have you been in, I know that a couple of friends out west, they would go to pick up a load and, oh, this load's already gone. It was loaded on a different truck. So, I mean, there's a lot of fraud going on. And that's something that you have to pay attention to. Logistic experts suggest that the anticipated inventory restocking may hit a pause, and setting 25 as the logistics sector's best case scenario for inventory rebalancing. Let's see. Supply chain risk events increased 59% year over year, with 692 reported incidents across North America. This accounted for 31.1 million in stolen shipments. The CargoNet reported note that thefts increased at every category it tracks. So, something to keep in mind. So, if you're under a load and you're parking somewhere for Thanksgiving, you really need to be aware of cargo theft increases at this time. When I was at Landstar, they had at their old yard, they had 5 or 6 trucks that were broken into, and it was all expensive TV sets and stuff. And they were able to literally steal the whole trailer. And then I've heard reports of people posing as repair shops with their own trucks, picking up loaded trailers at yards and getting through the gate because they're a repair service, so they must be repairing that Werner trailer, or they must be repairing that Schneider trailer. And then there's a couple of truck stops in Alabama that are Schneider wouldn't even let you park there because of how many thefts that happen there. And I dispatched a driver last year that in his history he was stabbed at a truck stop, and so cargo. We had a driver recently outside of Memphis, one of our contractors, who had his trailer broken into. Luckily, they didn't steal anything because it was too big to steal, but they hit every truck in that rest area. So cargo thefts are on the rise, and they're definitely like if they know you're parking somewhere for the holiday, you're at risk. So I always tried to not be under a load when I went home for Thanksgiving. Now, I know that's not possible for everybody, but just be aware of that. So, I won't read all of this to you. Here's some graphs. Outbound tender reject. Look at that roller coaster. This is where we're at right here. So let's click on this picture here. This was when you guys were getting the banging rates that no one was complaining about. But this is where we're at. And notice it's on an upward trend, so that's good. But look at that low. I mean, so just be aware. Figure out how you can make this as even as possible, where this doesn't even matter. Look at global freight going down. So just know that. A lot of these charts I really don't get into a whole lot. We talk about hackers are sending these fake phishing emails impersonating DAT to phish for carriers' DAT login info. So just be aware of that. That people are, and then also you can now buy cyber insurance. So you can buy insurance for your cyber attacks. If you guys don't remember, a couple of years ago, utility got hacked into. They couldn't even sell or make trailers for a minute. The DAT, I'm surprised it hasn't been brought down by hackers yet. As loose as they are with their processes, maybe that's why the bloat board goes down all the time. But yeah, I mean, if you have a website, you got to be careful. So if you have a TMS system, you better have a backup plan. Here's the reefer market conditions. This is from DAT. Blue is bad, red is good on this map. As you can see, there's some warm spots. This is for reefer. This central part of the country, produce in this area, produce in this area. And then the rest of these hot spots are probably processed food, mainly meats and beverages. Flatbed, Pacific Northwest is where you want to be. It's even hotter than the Southeast, which is interesting to me. So there must be a lot of stuff coming in from the ports and also from Canada around here. You have a lot of, you still have your little hot spot here. That's going all the way up to Arkansas there, Louisiana, Arkansas. And then dry van, well, more red than it has shown in the past. This stretch in the Northwest is doing pretty good. And Missouri, well, Joplin Market's doing, Southwest Missouri is doing pretty good right now. And of course, Chicago, Ohio. And then look at Michigan throwing their 2 cents in. So let's go to the 1, 2, 3 low board, shall we? 48065 if you want to check it out. That's my code. 30 days free and then $35 a month for all the things, all the features that you see. I get a little bit of a kickback, so but I do like this low board. It's not the only low board I use, but it's a good one. Let's go back to comments here while you guys stare at that. Good morning, all. My heart goes out to you, Snorlord. Well, thank you, David. Randy Curry, good morning from Wildwood, Florida. So you are home. Monday, I had a broker that booked the Texas to Georgia load under my numbers. I immediately replied to them saying I believe they have the wrong carrier attached, and they just said, thanks, we'll take care of it. Wow. I am slacking. Well, it's okay to slack this week. It's all right. Sorry, I meant to say good morning. You're funny. Coach's ugly sweater. I'd like to join your band, Wimpy. I could be the mascot like Eddie from Iron Maiden. That's funny. I might need to make a video review of this product, but my favorite lock doesn't lock the doors like a seal, but rather prevent the door from opening. Link below. Yeah, send me that link on the phone there, Mr. Liberty. James G, good morning. How's the driver hunt going? All right, so this is for Van. Look at Colorado light up. Let's take a look at what's going on out of here. My guess is going to be a lot of beer. Let's see. That's the saving grace through December and January is you got all the bowl games for college and then you got the Super Bowl in February. A lot of people are staying inside, so they're staying at home drinking their lives away, and that's good for business. So for your business, maybe not for the restaurants, but Let's see. Let's take a look at the highest paying load. It's still not going to be highest rates, right? Anything that's paying worth a darn in Colorado is not on a low board. Like here's Aurora to Orlando, $1.64 a mile. Sterling, Colorado to Bronx, New York, $1.76 a mile. Good luck on that one. Let's take a look at that. That doesn't pick up until Monday. Picks up Monday at 1, delivers Wednesday at 9 a.m. 41,000 pounds. Look at the profit, though, on this one. It shows $938 after fuel and tolls and percentage. So, but that's over 3 days. So that's what, $300 a day to deal with the Bronx. Now, if you live in the Bronx and you got a really good haul that goes into Denver out of the Bronx, then that might be good money for you. But even cargo chiefs around 3,090, so you might get them up $100. But there was a time where it was 34 at $2 a mile. But for most people, $2 a mile is not enough to go into the Bronx, unless you know it really well. So all the long haul stuff is the $1.42, $1.41, $1.39. And all going out northeast or southeast. PA is a big spot. So if we sort this by rate per mile, let's see. Fort Collins to Salt Lake, $3.78 a mile. That is one of the better lanes. I've utilized this lane because I got a driver that lives in Salt Lake. And so you can make money from Salt Lake to Denver and back, and just keep doing that, and you'll do okay. Now you're dealing with all the weather, you're dealing with all the mountains, so your fuel mileage is going to be crap. But but Arizona's another spot that's not too bad out of Colorado. Now let's go to Florida here. We talk about dead markets. Let's talk outbound markets. Let's talk about Florida here. Sort this by highest rate long haul. These don't even get as high as the Denver stuff. $1.45, $1.45, $1.60. Your highest paying load is going from Opelika, Florida to Richmond, California. $1.45 a mile, 4,400. 10,000 pounds though. So if you got good freight coming out of Cali, that might do you all right. Whereas let's do the highest rate per mile. And it's all going to be North Florida to South Florida. Oh, here we go. Cantonment, Florida to Pryor, Oklahoma, $1.91. Let's take a look at that one. Pryor's not too bad. That puts you in the Joplin, Missouri market. Picks up on Monday, delivers Wednesday or Tuesday. No. Wednesday. I had 30th wrong earlier. They're above the average. New clean palletized plastic. 45,000 pounds though. So it's probably plastic wrap. So that's not a bad load. So, but you're right out of the panhandle there. So this Trident Transport has a bunch of loads coming out of Cantonment, Florida. Probably all the same product going everywhere. It looks like they're paying decent out of there. $1.88. So I'm wondering if it's multi-stop or if they just secured a good customer that's putting some money on some stuff. The rest of these are $1.50, $1.48, which is actually kind of higher than what I've seen in the past. So not too bad, really. For Florida, not sitting there. You can run on $1.34 all the time, but that's usually what you get out of there. Let's go back to comments here. Still searching, James G. Pale Rider TV. Good to see your old name back. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Wimpy McPote, how can a decent amp cost thousands of dollars? Got a nice guitar and drum collection. Now I have to start collecting amplifiers. I'm not one of those gearheads that collects multiple amplifiers. I've had I have one head, and I've been using the same head for 16 years now. I love it. And if I was to ever lose it, I'd find another one just like it, and just I'm a one trick pony when it comes to that. If it's not broke, don't fix it. These guys are paying $3,000, $4,000 for these Soldanos and Mesa Boogies, man. I'm like, no way, man. I might pay that for an angle, but that's it. Pale Rider TV, how are you doing? Says Don. You going to do a Black Friday live? That's a good idea. Hardly anyone showed up for last Friday's live stream. I know I was in there for a minute, Pale Rider, but that topic you were talking about, the division between which truck drivers think they're better, I was like, plus I had something going on at home, so I couldn't stay in there. So, but drinking their lives away. Who's drinking their lives away? Pale Rider says, I failed to show up. I got carried away with Cash's live. Hopefully no one steps on you this week if you go live. Enjoy your channel. I enjoy Pale Rider as a friend. I'm grateful to have him as a friend. We have helped each other out. Just Stoken says, wife is listening for the first time. She wishes your wife and daughter a happy birthday. Well, thank you. Well, they thank you. Mrs. A will thank you. Speaking of which, I got to go out and get her birthday gift. All right, so this is for Van. Let's go to reefer here, since reefer is such a booming thing. All right, Washington. Now, Oregon's cooled down a little bit. Idaho's cooled down. Now, Idaho was booming last week, and we had a driver show up, and then when he got there, like, yep, that's over with. So a lot of this is delayed. Like let's say you're in New York, you're like, oh, man, Washington's a hot market right now. I'm gonna go there. So you drive, and you're like, you get stuck in Wyoming for 4 days, and then you go up here, and you're like, oh, this market sucks now. That can happen on the long haul stuff. So just be aware of these market conditions. Let's see what's going on with New Mexico. Now, Christmas trees are rolling right now too, either in vented vans with ice being put down on them, or in reefers. And Christmas trees are definitely a good moneymaker. I thought I saw someone at the door, but my camera's not going off. So, I'm seeing shadows. But look at Roswell, New Mexico to Florida, 254 a mile, $4,200. Let's take a look at that, see if it's going to tell. But that's not until December 7th. So that's interesting. They're not too bad off on the rate. -10. So Roswell, so it might be alien brains. Roswell to Salina, Kansas. This is all for Monday. Notice there's nothing for today. So let's post this for date. Pick up date. There's nothing for today, guys. Nothing. All right. And that's an aspect. Let's take a look at Washington and see if there's anything for today. Well, there's a few. It's a hotter market, but only 3 loads. So, it's all going to California, Utah. Here's one going to Marengo, Indiana. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see. Picks up today. Rate checks at 45. Cargo Chief's got at 56. Green Screens has as high as 74. So it's kind of all over the place on that. It's a very volatile market. Feast or famine with Washington State. But if you can get them around that Cargo Chief, that's actually not too bad. Definitely coming out of Washington. So let's see, 43,000 pounds. So your fuel mileage is going to be crap. And then you're going to be dealing with some weather going through Montana, Wyoming, or North Dakota, South Dakota, or Colorado, depending on what route you take. So just be aware of that. But yeah, there's definitely some negative weather going on. So a lot of stuff for Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. That's interesting. Let's take a look at one of these Saturday Tacoma loads. Picks up at 11 p.m. Saturday night. Delivers Utah Monday night. So not too hip on that. Late delivery. Frozen, so you're going to be sitting on it in a minute. So all right. Let's go back to comments here. I also sent PDF to your phone with the lock. Hey, I'm glad you said that. I have Oser once passed me down I-44, and I noticed he had these set of steps on his trailer. So I asked him about it, and he gave me the link to it, and I bought it. I bought them for my trailer. Well, it turns out that my ICC bar was like an inch too long or too wide, and so it wouldn't fit on that. It'll fit a 4-inch bumper, and I have it here in Springfield. If somebody wants to swing by, I will sell it really cheap. I paid $330 for it, and I'll let it go for considerably less than that if you just take it off my hands. It's just sitting here. It wouldn't fit on my trailer, and I no longer own my trailer now, so it's just sitting here. I've got all the hardware. Hell, I'll even help you put it on. And if anybody's interested, hit me up. If you come through Springfield, I'll bring it to you. I'm not mailing it to you. That ain't gonna happen. So just be aware. Don, you need this step system. It's pretty cool. I need to find a link, and then I'll post it. So buy our vacuum cleaner. They love that. We have 3 vacuum cleaners, so I don't think that's a good idea. Christmas Story should be playing all day tomorrow afternoon. That's Christmas Day that they do that. I already have a really good vacuum that I love. I think it was a Valentine's present a couple of years ago. It sucks. LVC is a newlywed. I bought my wife an iRobot vacuum and mop. She has never let me live that down. Just yesterday, she asked me if I'm going to buy her pots or something like that to make her work. See, that's not. I bought a pan for my wife for her birthday, and she loves that kind of stuff. You know, my wife hates debt. She hates spending money. She wants me to buy her practical things instead of like jewelry and stuff like that. And so I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed that she does not have an Amazon addiction also. So question from Eugene. I sold a drive-in trailer to a guy. We have sales receipt, buyer's ID copy with signature and photos that company name off the trailer. I saw the trailer this morning and our company name back on. Isn't it illegal to do, or what can I do about that? Just have it on record. I mean, you can call the person and say, hey, man, why is my logo still on your trailer? And then a lot of times you pull a logo off a trailer and the residue will stick. So it looks like there's a logo there, but it's not. But legally, you just have to cover your butt. You can call them and say, hey, look, why is my logo still on there? It's no longer that trailer. But there's I don't know legally what you can do. I don't have an answer for that. So I know that I used to make a joke, right? So one time I went and picked up one of our company trailers, and it was an extra lease trailer, but it also said Rush Trucking on it. And so I went in and joked with the safety department, "Hey, it was asking the same question what you just asked, but I did it in a smart aleck way, and I said, "Hey, um, is Rush buying us out?" And she's like, "No, why?" I said, "Well, that's what my trailer says." And she's like, "No, you're fine. It's okay." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, that means I can hit anything I want, and they're gonna blame Rush Trucking. Cool." And I walked out, and they're like, "You're not funny, Steve." Um, and so I've never, as long as you show that you've sold it. So if there's any kind of, like, if that person does something bad with that trailer, you have documentation that you've sold it. Now, if they get DOT, they're going to have to prove that that's their trailer as well, and they're going to ask them those questions. But there's not really much in your control on that situation other than to cover your own butt. That's the only thing that's the only answer I can come up with. So, Sterling, good morning. A vacuum for Valentine's Day. How romantic. I know. Um, Mrs. A, I'm not making that mistake again. Then you think like I thought. I told her the idea was to help her work less, not more. uh, what's funny is we had a vacuum that was constantly giving my wife fits. And so, happy wife, happy life, right? So if a new vacuum made her happy, then I'll buy whatever she wants if it makes her happy. Luckily, I'm lucky that she doesn't want like $5,000 rings and $8,000 earrings and or has an Amazon addiction. That's so I'm pretty lucky there. She has a book addiction, which I'm fine with because she's put up with my music collecting for years. So I give her that, and so we live pretty good. Sterling says I need coffee. I do too. Mine's gotten cold. Good morning, Steve. Hope you have a good Turkey Day. Well, thank you, Clyde. I hope you do as well. When you censor all the visitors to your channel, then wonder why nobody shows. I don't see anybody in his channel censoring. That's a very cool stair system. Makes it easier getting out of the trailer for sure. Yeah, and Tennessee tried to help me put it on. That's when we discovered that my thing was too wide, which I don't get that very often. So there's that. But no, so if someone's got the 4-inch bar, then it'll fit. And like I said, what I'll do is maybe I'll do a separate video and I'll show what it does because there's an Amazon link that will show what it looks like, what it does, and it's pretty cool. So, um, Freedom seed spreaders are always great gifts, and I did get her that one time. I did do that. So I forget which gift that was for. So Black Friday starts Christmas season. Home Alone will be on too. A good pan is $75. According to the manufacturer, my DOT bumper is 4x4 in width. Would that fit your steps? Yes, I believe so. Tennessee can confirm that probably. Thanks, sir. Appreciate that info. Yes, Eugene. You're welcome. Greg Zimmer, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. There you go. Truck and Liberty says, or Tennessee says it should fit. So yes. So if you want it, dude, I'll give you a really good deal on it because I need it out of my house. So, yep, you just got to find a trip up here, and which you delivered in Stratford not too long ago. I could have met you up there because you definitely ain't coming over here because dead end street and all. So, but anyways, all right, let's look at this was reefer, right? Yep. So, Georgia's lit up a little bit, but because of the softness of these other markets, it's not like you're going to get a good banging rate. Now, some of my Georgia freight that I was pulling out in van is actually waking back up again, which is kind of nice. And I noticed the Georgia market did increase a little bit rate wise, so that's good news for a lot of the guys that are running Georgia right now, which we have a lot. We're starting to get new contractors that live and work out of Georgia. So, but anyways, let's take a look at New York State. See what kind of reefer freight's coming out of there. Ooh, 720 a mile from Dunkirk, New York to Swedesboro, New Jersey. Let's see what this is about. $2,600. 2 extra stops. So that's part of it. Let's see. 21,000 pounds. So yeah, they're paying some money for those stops. So you'd want to calculate all the miles and then look at the tolls. Let's see what the tolls are. There's no tolls on that part, but depending on where those other stops are. So that's not too bad. Let's see. 514 a mile to go from Buffalo to Pittsburgh. That's not until first week in December, though. A lot of booking aheads going on here. And to see decent rates on loads booking ahead, that tells me that they don't want to post these, and they want to be done with this by next week, right? And again, I'm not seeing anything for today. Nothing for today. Let's sort this by pickup date. 2 loads for today. So, like I said Monday, if you don't have your week plan, even if you do, you're a lot of load cancellations. Maybe not in the reefer world, but definitely in the van. I didn't know if it would fit otherwise. I would have considered it sooner. Another vacuum is like a gift card. So thoughtful. Get rid of the dogs and cats, and the vacuum will last forever. Tennessee says, Truck with Liberty, I would have grabbed those back then if my truck wouldn't have keep eating all my extra ching, right? So he would have, but things did not work out. So, damn old trucks. All right, so let's go to flatbed and step deck. See what's going on in their skateboard world. We'll discuss it privately, Liberty. I'll send you the link of the video of what it looks like and all that. Let's see. You know what? Let's see if I can find this here. Okay, shrink that down. I believe I have this filed away here. Yeah, see, I can't just type in steps in my email and it pops up. Should be under stuff I ordered. Oh, maybe it was an Amazon. I think I did get it on Amazon. Let me see here. I do not have an Amazon addiction, although sometimes I wonder. I know this is really riveting. This was January of 2021. I don't think I've had it that long. So I'll have to find it, find the video. So, let me see if I can do this. Let's do it this way. Step, system, tractor, trailer. Um, Finding a bunch, but not the one I had. Let's see if I can find the images here. Do. I know. I just made this live feed to a sudden halt because I'm professional. Yeah, I'll have to do some research and I'll send you a link because obviously I didn't save this. Oh, here it is. Retrack. All right. So if I go to YouTube, well, I don't want to go to YouTube. So, anyways, here we go. Present, share screen. Here's what it looks like. It's called a retrack, and I'm not gonna play that video, but it clamps on here, and this rolls up. So it flips down, and then so if you bump a dock, it will go back the other way. See right there. So the problem that my bar here was too wide. I think it's 5 inches because Strix's got to be different than everybody else. But this is, and so what it does, it allows you to get in the trailer a lot easier. So, but that's what it looks like. Oh, so there's a demonstration. See, so it makes it easier to get in. So, there you go. Pretty easy. Just put in 4 bolts and you're good to go. So, there you go. I'll sell you half of what I paid for it. Oh, thank you, Oser. Now Oser shows up. It's called Retrack. Wimpy says, I got a new truck last week with 60 miles on it. Every load since has been a slurry soup. The truck looks 10 years old already. Yeah, it's that time of year. Oser says, best money he's ever spent. Yeah, there you go. So I have one of those, Don. It's yours if you want to come get it. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks again. If you want to go back to the beginning of this video, I talk about gratitude. I think I can't express it enough. Thank you for the birthday wishes for ladies of the house. So I appreciate that. It's really awesome when my wife's on her birthday, and the baby is born. I go, happy birthday. I've been working on this for a while, I don't think that went over really well, but so. Wilbur says, damn, I just got it. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, says Randy. But now Oster's trying to keep him from buying it because Liberty does like his fuel mileage, but you could probably create a plastic device. You can buy like plastic at Home Depot and figure something out. But anywho, I think we're done for today. So I don't think I'll be live Friday. I might go live Saturday. That might be with a guitar, or maybe just a all out, ask me anything kind of show. But it just depends on what's going on. We got a lot of things going on here at home. Some good, some not so good, but we're dealing with it. So, but anyways, thanks for everybody. I can't thank you guys enough for showing up for the live feed, for everybody that watches, everybody that likes to watch, everybody that hate watches. I appreciate all of you. So, thanks for watching, and strength for today, hope for tomorrow. Aggression turns to screws, and just be grateful for what you got because tomorrow it may be gone. Peace.